Hello, I'm Dr. Sue Morter, founder of Morter Institute for Bioenergetics and Healing. We talk about healing because so often people are interested in healing. They think that's what needs to happen in their lives in order for them to get empowered and to have the life experience that they're looking for. But I assure you, there is more to the picture than that. And when we start to feel the more to the picture and sense what that means to us, we start to live a life that is entirely oriented in a different way. And what begins to happen is we start to feel the way we want to feel, and healing happens as a byproduct. I developed something called the energy codes because over the years I noticed in working with patients in my center that certain things had to happen in order for them to improve, in order for them to release the pain patterns, and in order for them to come into contact with this deeper meaning of life that can roll through their life experience. And so I began to observe that, and I noticed that other people were healing in ways that I was not. And I began to realize that I needed to hear and feel the very words that I was saying to someone else. So I began to listen. Every time a beautiful, wonderful patient came into my office, I started to listen what advice I was giving them. And that, coupled with an amazing experience that changed my life through meditation, I began to put the pieces together. After this transformative experience, I realized that there is a version of ourselves that we need to get in touch with, so intensely need to get in touch with, so that we can start to live a life that we're intended to be living. How do we begin to do that? Some of the steps are very simple. Some of the steps are so simple the mind would never think of it. And the energy codes are a series of practices and principles to move from that blissful, wonderful state that we have in meditation into a practical application walking in the world. And conversely, to move from a state of pain and discord, perhaps anxiety, perhaps depression, perhaps severe asthma and allergies and health conditions. How do we take that and move it into a more harmonized, resonant state of being that we're supposedly intended to be having in life? And what I know is that we are intended to be having that, and we're capable of it. And it's a matter of bridging those worlds. How do we bridge that blissful state that we feel when we're sitting on the beach and it seems like there isn't a care in the world as the waves come rolling in, or we're sitting in the backyard and we allow springtime to really be absorbed into our senses, or we're sitting with a pet and really connecting and feeling the love that is so easily present in such circumstances. How do we take that experience and move it into something that will change the way I feel at work, something that will change how I react to the fact that I have a stack of bills and I really don't know how they're going to get paid? How do I turn all of that into a flowing life that is fulfilling, satisfying? How do I reveal a level of intimacy within myself that allows me to connect with another? We are only here for a particular amount of time. And in that amount of time, the question is, what do you choose to experience? What do you choose to create? For the thousands of people that I've had the opportunity to work with over the years, I have seen that certain things were required for a transformation to occur, for a transition to occur from leading a life of pain and disorientation or discouragement into one of peace and then joy and then mastery. How do we piece it together? A step-by-step process that begins with some basic embodiment techniques, breath work, realigning the nervous system, learning how to remove subconscious interferences that are stored in our memory that keep us from being able to start with a clean slate, that have us currently approaching all of life a little bit guarded because of some past circumstances that we've experienced. And so how do we shift that? We clear it up. We clean the slate. There are neurological practices, breathwork practices, and a variety of perspectives to change in our thinking. The energy codes are designed to walk you through that step by step so that it is fun, that it is simple, and that it is easy to do. It's available for you. It is created by people just like you that are wanting to have another take on how life can be. Join me. We'll see you then.